एवरीवन, वेलकम बैक टू आवर यूट्यूब चैनल। और आज का जो हम टॉपिक डिस्कस करेंगे वो है सीबीआई पे, सेंट्रल ब्यूरो ऑफ इन्वेस्टिगेशन। बिफोर दैट, अनअकैडमी यूपीएससी चैंपियनशिप 2.0 had already started and they were providing you with all India free mock test series under UPSC CSC films of 2020 to 21 paper 1 JS. You will also get an opportunity to meet UPSC CSC 2019 toppers, top and academy educators, and a subscription scholarship also along with that. And this was conducted on 30th August, September, 13th September, 20th September, and 27th September. As we know that our exams are scheduled for next month, so if you want to brush up some of your concepts or you want to clear your doubts, then you can complete your preparation under UPSC CSC 2020 with Unacademy. Now this one subscription has like unlimited benefits. First, you can learn from your home. Then you have unlimited access to all courses. We have top educators of India on one platform. We have full syllabus coverage, double doubt clearing session, live test series, study material in the form of PDF formats. Then we have answer writing sessions, and it will be done under our mentor and guidance. This is also a one-stop solution to complete UPSC CSC preparation, that we have structured batches with top educators, batches in Hindi, English bilingual, late night as well as 2-year batches, 100% syllabus coverage, vast range of optionals, prelims test series with evaluation, main test series with evaluation. We have dedicated our doubt clearing classes also, daily current affair practice, essay and answer writing practice, and performance analysis also. Then we are also providing you with the interview preparation, which will be very helpful for every UPSC student. Now this UPSC CSC is a complete batch preparation for every student. We have like 4 courses, so they started from 21st September 2020. The first batch is in bilingual, in which the medium of instruction would be in Hindi, English both. The second is in Hindi completely, and the study material will be provided in Hindi. And the third, we have the batch in complete English, and the study material and the medium of instruction will be Hindi, English. Then the fourth batch we have for UPSC CSC 2012 from 20 to 2022, and this will also be in Hindi, English completely. So we can also see that we have Ultimate Revision Booster Prelims Batch course under Ultimate Revision Booster for Prelims 2020 bilingual. We have Ultimate Revision Booster for Prelims 20 in English also. So you can enroll in any of them, and which is completely free for every student. And the duration is from 5th to 30th September 2020, and we are providing you with free live classes from Monday to Friday, and they have proper sectional quizzes for every student. Now if you subscribe now, then you will get 10% off. You just need to apply this code SIMPLEYT, and you will get the subscription over here. Then we are providing you with free daily current affair test series also, and it will be given to you daily on from 7:30 p.m. We are giving you with 20 questions for 20 minutes, where it will consist of 40 marks, and you will also get your test analysis at the end of the test, and you will have correct answers in green and incorrect in red. And there's a plus point that every student will also get to know about their percentile in the class, and their performance will be compared in the class, in the class also, and among their topper also. So it will really help them for overall focusing on their weak points also. So if you really like our channel, then you can like, subscribe and join on YouTube, Telegram and Facebook. So let's start. Basically, the CBI was set up in 1963 by a resolution that was actually passed by Ministry of Home Affairs. Now later, it was also transferred to the Ministry of Personnel, and now it enjoys the status of an attached office. Now the special police establishment, which actually looked like vigilance cases, was set up in 1941, was also like merged with the CBI. Now the establishment of CBI was recommended by also like Santhanam Committee on Prevention of Corruption from 1962 to 1964. But the CBI is not a statutory body, but it actually derives its power from Delhi Special Police Establishment Act under 1946. Now the CBI is like the main investigating agency, as we all know, of the central government, and it plays a very important role in prevention of all the corruption and maintaining the integrity in the administration. Therefore, it provides assistance to the Central Vigilant Commission and Lokpal. So what are the motto, vision and mission? So the motto is like very clear, that first, industry, impartiality and integrity are like three motto of CBI, and the mission is basically to uphold the Constitution of India, which is above everyone, and the law of the land through an in-depth investigation and successful prosecution of offences, to provide like the leadership and direction to police forces, and to act as a nodal agency for enhancing all the interstate and international cooperation in law enforcement. Now the vision of CBI is actually based on its motto and mission, that it needs to develop professionalism, transparencies, adaptabilities to change, and to use the science and technology in its working. And therefore the CBI will focus on, first, combating with the corruption in public life, curbing economic and violent crimes through their meticulous investigation and prosecution, evolving effective system and procedure for successful investigation and prosecution of cases in various law courts, helping fight cyber and high technology crime, creating a healthy work environment that encourages proper team building, free communication and mutual trust, supporting state police organization and the law enforcement agencies in national and international cooperation, particularly related to inquiries and investigation of cases. Now it is also like playing a lead role in the war against the national and transnational organized crime also. Now it tries to uphold the human rights by protecting the environment, arts, antiques, and the heritage of our civilization also. Now it is also trying to develop a scientific temper, humanism, and the spirit of inquiry and reform. Now striving for the excellence and professionalism in all sphere of functioning, so that the organization basically rises to high level of endeavors and achievements. Now what is the organization of CBI? Basically at present the CBI, according to 2016, they have some of the following divisions. First, Anti-Corruption Division. Second, Economic Offences Division. Third, Special Crimes Division. Fourth, Policy and International Police Cooperation Division. Fifth, Administration Division. Sixth, Directorate of Prosecution. And seventh is Central Forensic Science Laboratory. So basically all these seven are basically the divisions of the Central Bureau of Investigation. Now let's talk about the composition. Now the CBI is, as we all know, is headed by a director, and he is assisted by a special director or an additional director. Additionally, it has a number of joint directors and deputy inspector generals, superintendents of police, and all other usual ranks of police personnel. And in total, it has about like 5,000 staff members, about 125 forensic scientists, and about 250 law officers. Now, the director of CBI, as like the investor, as the Inspector General of Police and the Delhi Special Police Establishment, is also like responsible for all the administration of the organization. With the enactment of the CVC, like the Central Vigilance Commission that we were talking about in the previous video, in the Act like 2003, the Superintendent of Delhi Special Police Establishment basically vests with the central government save investigations of offences under the Prevention of Corruption Act in 1988, in which the superintendents basically vested with the Central Vigilance Commission. Now the director of CBI has also like provided a security of 2-year tenure in office by the CVC Act in 2003. Then the Lokpal and the Lokayats Act in 2013 was like amended by the Delhi Special Police Establishment Act in 1946. Then they have made like some of the following changes with respect to the composition of CBI. The central government shall basically appoint the director of CBI on the recommendation of three-member committee consisting of the Prime Minister as chairperson, the leader of opposition in Lok Sabha, and the Chief Justice of India or the judge of Supreme Court that has been nominated by him. Now there shall be like a directorate also for prosecution, like headed by a director for conducting the prosecution of cases under the Lokpal and Lokayukt Act in 2013. Then the director of prosecution shall be like an officer not below the rank of joint secretary to the government of India. He shall like function under the overall supervision and control of director of CBI, and he shall be appointed by the central government on the recommendation of Central Vigilance Commission also. Now he shall like hold the office for the period of 2 years, and the central government shall also like appoint officers of the rank of SP and above the CBI, like on the recommendation of the committee consisting of Central Vigilance Commissioner as chairperson, and the Vigilance Commissioners, and the Secretary of Home Ministry, and the Secretary of the Department of Personnel. Now later, the Delhi Special Police was Establishment Act was passed in 2014, like made some of the changes in the composition of its committee that was relating to the appointment of the director of CBI. It also like states that where there is no recognized leader in the of the opposition in Lok Sabha, then the leader of a single largest opposition party in Lok Sabha would be the member of this committee. Now, what are the function of CBI? Is basically it is trying to investigate in various cases of corruption, bribery, and misconduct of central government employees, investigating cases that are relating to infringement of fiscal and economic laws, that is the breach of laws concerning export and import control, customs, central excise, income tax, foreign exchange regulation, and so on. But we can see like however like all these cases are taken up either in consultation with or at request of the department concerned, like investigating the serious crimes like having national and international ramifications are basically committed by like organized gangs of professional criminals. Now coordinating the activities of the anti-corruption agencies and the various state police forces, they are also like taking up on the request of the state government any case of that has been for the public importance for investigation. Now they're trying to like maintain the crime statistic, and by disseminating all the criminal information. The CBI is also a multidisciplinary investigation agency, as we know, the government of India, and it undertakes investigation of corruption related to cases, economic offences, and the cases of conventional crime. It normally like confines its activities in the anti-corruption field to offences that has been committed by the employees of the central government and the union territories and their public sector undertakings also. It takes up the investigation of the conventional crimes like murder, kidnapping, rape, and etc. also on the reference of the state government and when directed by the Supreme Court or High Court. Now, the CBI also acts as the National Center Bureau of the Interpol in India. Now, the Interpol wing is basically of the CBI. It tries to coordinate with the request of investigation that has been related to the activities that are originating from the Indian law enforcement agencies and the member of countries of the Interpol. Now, what are the provisions for prior permission? Is basically the CBI is required to obtain a prior approval of central government before conducting like any inquiry or investigation into an offence committed by the officer of the rank of joint secretary and above the central government and its authorities. But we can also see like however in May 6 2014 the Supreme Court held this as invalid, the legal provision that it makes a prior sanction mandatory for CBI to conduct a probe against the senior bureaucrats in corruption cases under the Prevention of Corruption Act. So, a constitutional bench held in the section 6A of Delhi Special Police Establishment Act, which actually granted them the protection to joint secretary and above officer from facing even at a preliminary inquiry by the CBI in all the corruption cases was violated of Article 14. Now, basically, like welcoming the court order, like the CBI director said that it was a landmark judgment that will not only like empower the agency of investigation, but the investigation to several cases were pending due to this provision that has now been struck down by the constitutional bench. And we had for long been in the view that inquiry against any senior official need not require any prior permission. Now, writing the judge, the CGI also said that corruption is an enemy of our country or nation, and thus tracking down a corrupt public servant is like howsoever high and he may be, and punishing such a person is a necessary mandate under the PC Act of 1988. Now, the status and position of a public servant does not qualify the person from exemption from all like equal treatment. The decision making of power like does not segregate the corrupt officers into the two classes as the common crime doers, and have to be tracked down by the same process and inquiry and investigation. Now, the bench said that under the Section 6A of the DSP Act that has been like granting protection to one set of officers is basically directly destructive, and it runs counter to the object and reason of PC Act in 1988. It also like undermines the objective of detecting and punishing the high level corruption. And how can the two public servants against whom there are allegation of corruption or graft or bribe like taking or criminal misconduct under the PC Act in 1988, now it has been like to made to be treated differently because one happens to be junior officer, another has to be senior decision maker. So this provision under the Section 6A impedes tracking down the corrupt senior bureaucrats as without the previous approval of central government, and therefore like the CBI cannot even hold a preliminary inquiry, much less an investigation into the allegation. Now, the protection under the Section 6A has been a propensity of shielding the corrupt, the bench added, by observing that there could be like any protection to the corrupt public servant. The bench said that the aim and objective of investigation is the ultimately to search the truth, and any law that impedes the objective may not. The test of Article 14, the breach of rule of law, in our opinion, amounts to the negation of equality under Article 14, and Section 6A basically fails in the context that precedes of Article 14. Now let's talk about the CBI and this versus state police. Now the role of special police like establishment, the a division of CBI, is basically supplementary to that of the state police forces, and along with the state police forces and the special police establishment, it actually enjoys a concurrent powers of investigation or prosecution for offences under the Delhi Police Establishment Act in 1946. But however, to avoid like any duplication or overlapping of cases between two agencies, the following administrative try to make certain arrangement that has been made. First, that the special police establishment shall also like take up the cases which are essentially or substantially be concerned with the central government affairs or employees, even if they or even if also involve certain state government employees. Then the state police shall also like take up such cases which are substantially concerned with the state government's affairs or employees, or even if they are involved like in certain central government employees. Now the SPE also like shall take up cases like against the employees of like public undertakings and the statutory bodies that has been established and financed by the central government. Now the CBI Academy is located at Ghaziabad, Uttar Pradesh, and it started functioning in 1996. Earlier training programs were being conducted at the CBI Training Center in New Delhi. Now the vision of CBI Academy is like for excellence in training in the fields of the crime investigation, prosecution, and vigilance functioning. And the mission is basically to train the human resources of CBI, state police, and the vigilance organization to become professional, industrious, impartial, upright, and dedicated to the service of their country. Now the academy basically is the focal point like of training activities within the organization, and it is responsible for the identification of suitable training programs, regulation of nominations of trainees, and preparation of annual training calendar. Besides that, the CBI Academy at Ghaziabad has also said that there are three regional training centers in at the regional levels in Kolkata, Mumbai, and Chennai, and the two kind of training courses which are being conducted in the CBI Academy, like the short-term in-service courses for officers of CBI, State Police, Central Paramilitary Forces, central government undertakings. The long-term for directly recruited deputy superintendents of police, sub-inspector, and constables of the CBI. So we have covered everything in the CBI by and large. So if you really like my video, you can like, subscribe, and share.